What's up everybody, another beautiful day on the Dragonflight beta, and we're back with some more raid guides. Today we're taking a look at heroic Terros. Now this is beta testing, so a lot of things can change, be added or scrapped altogether. Now Terros the Gentle Elemental, your typical patchwork fight. Now first out on the list is Rock Blast. Terros launches a swirling vortex of energized earth, aka a big circle at a player, dealing lethal nature damage split between players' hit, 12-yard radius. This spawns an aftershock, which after a few sec detonates, dealing a ton of damage and knocks players up in the air. Don't stand in it. And the main mechanic of the fight, which is Awakened Earth, targets several players, giving them a 2-yard circle. A few seconds later, they'll erupt, take some damage, and spawn a spike. This spike will pulsate nature damage every 1.5 sec to the entire raid until destroyed. More spikes, more raid damage. Now, when you destroy a spike, you trigger Seismic Assault, which is also raid-wide damage, and a dot, which also stacks. Main way to destroy these is with the Halandr's Beam Concussive Slam. They must have really liked that Halandr's mechanic. Now, a narrow beam that deals high amount of physical damage and increases physical damage taken by 25% for 45 seconds, and this stacks. And this beam destroys any spikes it hits. The second way to destroy them is with the intermission-ish mechanic, which is Resonating Annihilation. At 100 energy, boss unleashes his volatile power with a brutal slam. Seems to target largest clump of players, deals lethal damage to players hit, and destroys any spikes it hits. And this slam covers 1/4 of the room, and will also leave Resonant Aftermath on the ground, which deals a ton of damage if you stand in it, which is your soft enrage, if you will. Kill boss before you run out of space. Now on top of this, boss will target an area near a player or largest clump of players with Shattering Impact, which deals a ton of damage and knocks you up if you're hit, and on top of that it will cause rubble to spawn, which are smaller swirlies like on Sludge Fist that leaves more Resonant Aftermath on the ground, and these seem to always spawn near players, which means you can bait them. So pretty much you'd follow this pattern if the timing stayed the same as it was during testing. Players get targeted by spikes, runs back, drops them. Players targeted by Rock Blast runs into melee to split the damage. Dracthyr Evoker fly around and rescue players that forgot to move with the circles. And directly after this, the entire raid move away from the spike, bait Shattering Impact and rubble swirls away from the spikes, while tanks clear the spikes with the Concussive Slam beam. And as soon as you've baited or the swirls have spawned, raid move back to where the spikes were, spawn new spikes, move again, bait, rinse and repeat. And then you want to bait the 100 energy slam on top of the area where you did this, so it covers the old Resonant Aftermath puddles, so you make use of all the space you have. And that's pretty much it. Kill boss before you run out of space. Now, as long as you continue to drop spikes somewhat stacked, or well, rather in a line, and bait rubble away from them, alternating between those two, you should be more than fine on space as long as you manage to kill boss before 4th slam. It's very straightforward as long as you deal with the spikes well and bait the rubble properly. As soon as you don't, it can get hectic fast. You won't be able to clear all the spikes, meaning you'll have higher raid damage taken and potentially get too many stacks of Seismic Assault when you do destroy these, and you run out of space fast if you just YOLO drop rubble everywhere. There's also a hidden mechanic, which is the giant crater from which the boss emerges from. If you run into this dark abyss, you die. Even tanks can't survive the pit. Evokers can also drop you off into the pit if you misbehave, but as long as you stay 31 yards away, you'll be fine. But yeah, pretty fitting for a second boss, and the rest is up to tuning really. I wouldn't mind one extra mechanic, but I'll probably get that itch scratched come mythic. And yeah, that's pretty much it for Terros on heroic. If they make major changes to the fight and we get to test it again, I'll revisit this. Otherwise, I'll drop an updated guide once the raid goes live. Now let me know in the comments what you think about this patchwork fight, the Gentle Elemental. Don't forget the usual stuff, like, subscribe, ring that notification bell. I also stream all progression and testing on Twitch, Thursdays and Sundays, and whenever there's raid testing up. Make sure to check out my Patreon if you want to help support me, my work, and my goal of upgrading my computer before Dragonflight. Also gives you access to the Stankie Discord where you can get help with anything raiding or PvE related, and a ton of awesome people. Speaking of awesome people, make sure to check out the Liquid Women and Warcraft Discord for a supportive and safe Warcraft community. I'll leave a link to this in the descriptions below. And yeah, thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time.